different level of respect for him. He wasn't an uppity mover, and to me, he kind of took the SEC to another level. I know Roy Kramer really got the SEC championship game started, and he did a lot of things as a pioneer. But I really felt like Mike Slive took the SEC to a new height, and to a height that a lot of conferences haven't been able to catch.
No, absolutely. He did a phenomenal job. Of course, was the impetus behind the SEC network, which is just exploded now, and so the SEC probably in the best position it's ever been, no question. Arkansas, LSU, Tennessee were there Monday. Georgia, Florida, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State were there today. Alabama will take the podium tomorrow, along with Kentucky, Missouri, and Texas A&M, and then wrapping things up on Thursday, Auburn, Ole Miss, and South Carolina. Auburn been the first day, I believe, the last
couple years they have,
and now they're the last day. So
good. Maybe it'll change the fortune.
Maybe it will. That's one thing I do miss. I always we voted in the for the SEC championship, things like that for 2 years.
That's right.
For a couple of years, and I always enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun just to tell people. Yeah, I had to vote.
Yeah.
I was the ones that got it wrong. Sure, yeah. But
you're not the only one.
The Major League Baseball All-Star Game going on as we speak. The home run derby last night. Aaron Judge, he is the real deal.
There is no doubt.
He lived up to the hype. Wimbledon going on right now, an epic match.
Man, with Nadal, that's crazy.
I felt bad for him. But it was
hard to feel bad for a guy that's won so much as he has.
It is true.
But I mean, he's a competitor. I like Rafael Nadal. I mean, he's just a class act. He's really a pioneer for the sport. And but would they go 34 games without a break?
Something like that.
In the fifth set,
nearly 5 hours.
The fifth set, though, in the tiebreaker, went 34 consecutive games without a break. I mean, just amazing to see that level of competition and how much they lay it on the line for that tournament. I mean, Wimbledon is the tournament.
Absolutely.
The French Open is cool. The U.S. Open's cool. The Australian Open is cool. I mean, there's a lot of really, really good. But Wimbledon is the tournament of all tournaments.
It is, absolutely. Nadal, Andy Murray's still in it, Federer's still in it, and Djokovic's still in it. So still a very
three hard hitters there.
Going to be a star-studded final. We are going to start previewing every SEC team for the next 8 weeks. Can you believe that? Only 8 weeks until college football will begin. It will fly by. So we're going to take the next 7 Tuesdays and preview 2 SEC teams. Tonight we'll start with Missouri and Ole Miss, who were the cellar dwellers last year in each division. So we'll look at them. We've already we did that Saturday, Brett and I, where we looked at the entire SEC as kind of an overview and looked at the schedules a little bit and kind of gave a best case scenario and a worst case scenario for each team. We'll get in a little bit more specifics now of each team as we move forward. So looking forward to that. But did you watch the home run derby?
Absolutely. I love the home run derby. It's exciting. It's like the slam dunk competition for basketball. Football really doesn't have anything that they can do that's comparable. But the slam dunk competition, don't really care about the NBA All-Star game. It's just it's just a dunk on every other side of the floor. The home run derby, you get some of the up and coming bright stars of the game, and Aaron Judge kind of held out, and I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. He knew the whole time back in his mind he was going to do it. If there was a disappointment, Stanton didn't make it out of the first round, but I would have loved to have seen those two go head to head in the final round, because I think if he could have just gotten over that hurdle, he looked like he was pressing too much early. I mean, those two guys are the premier home run hitters. But the other guy for Miami really almost put Judge out of the first round. I was thinking there for a minute, like, Judge ain't going to make it. And Judge really had to take it down to the last, had to get the bonus time to beat him. So, it was.
He was killing it. He was enjoying it. I mean, and of course, being a hometown guy, that probably added something to it.
But man, what shots he put out there.
He really did. It was.
But Aaron Judge hitting opposite field home runs like just nothing.
Every other one was an opposite. I mean, it looked like, literally.
Hit the ceiling. Hit the ceiling. And they didn't count it. I mean, it was going to go over out of the building, and they didn't count it. Everybody was complaining about that, but it was okay. He still advanced and then ended up winning.
But he is just it's easy to get caught up in this, and people, of course, kids today. This is hopefully going to, maybe energize the youth and maybe bring back some of the youth to the sport of baseball. Not necessarily playing it, but just being a fan of it. But he is an enormous human being. I mean, it's not like you could say, well, this guy's juicing. He's 6'7" and 270, 80 pounds. It makes sense that he would hit it 500
Have you seen
feet.
Michael Forehand, our producer, was telling me about how great an athlete he was in high school. He was an unbelievable tight end, caught 70-something passes for over 1,000 yards and like 16 touchdowns, and a phenomenal baseball player, obviously. And it's like ERA on the mound was like 0.9 or 0.8 or something like that. And then in basketball, he averaged a double-double. Mm-hmm. Just a phenomenal. Could have probably gone pro in any of the three.
I would.
I think a 6'7", 280 guy could fit in football somewhere in the NFL.
I would imagine so.
As athletic as he is.
I would imagine so.
LeBron James is equally as athletic as such a big guy. And I think that's what draws people to LeBron, and where we kind of overlook how really agile and kind of nimble on your feet that LeBron is. Aaron Judge is that same kind of guy. To have that kind of weight and that kind of size and be that fluid in how you play is just phenomenal.
Well, and it's something truly special to be able to cross over sports like that and be really, truly great, because you see a lot of guys, and there have been a lot of guys over the years, and just take a guy like Carl Lewis phenomenal athlete.
Oh yeah.
But to watch him throw a baseball,
it was awful.
Kevin Durant. Everybody knows phenomenal what he can do on a basketball court. You watch him throw out a first pitch, and you're like, is that a man or a woman? It's odd, but for people that can.
Their niche, man, and that's why they're so unique.
That's true athleticism to me.
That is. That's people.
Like Bo. He's the perfect example.
He is a perfect example. He kind of started all that.
Yeah.
Kind of really. And Deion Sanders in his own right was pretty good in both sports. Ended up leading off for the Braves. He had a pretty decent baseball career, but was really phenomenal on the football field. But it's really rare that you find a guy, and even Aaron Judge isn't doing it. Aaron Judge is a one-sport guy. But when you get to the pros, it's just you don't find many that can be great in multiple sports on that level.
Oh, no. And the best those Bo commercials, Bo knows. Football, Bo knows this, was Bo knows hockey, and Wayne Gretzky goes, no.
No, he really doesn't.
Up against our first break here on Sportz Blitz Live. We are brought to you by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. We'll be back, and we'll start our preview of the Missouri Tigers. Be sure to join us when we come back right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, You've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go kart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go kart. Whether it's a fully customized kart or a stock-made kart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best easy-go karts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening, July the 11th.
I was going to say, we're not in June.
Man, we've blown past that. Andy and Brett here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Taking a look at the Missouri Tigers as we begin our preview. Yeah. And I know there's a lot of Missouri fans out there. But we'll look at each and every SEC team as we move forward.
2 years in a row there, they went to the SEC championship game.
I mean, I'd kind of forgotten, really.
Now, they got annihilated both times, but they made it.
I mean, they put up 42 points on Auburn. I mean that.
Yeah, but we scored 59.
This is true.
Arena football.
That was the Gary Pinkel era, of course.
That was a good football team, Missouri.
Going back, I mean, they entered the league in 2012. They go 5-7 right out of the gate. Don't really look good doing it. Just get obliterated by Alabama.
Of course. Welcome to the league, right?
Come back, go 12-2, and win the East in 2013. Back that up with an 11-3 season in 2014. And, things, you figure, hey, back-to-back East titles, this Missouri team is here to stay.
I would say this. I would have expected Texas A&M to get to a title game before Missouri would have, but it was opposite of that.
Yes, it will. I mean, I think everybody kind of had that feeling. 2015, not a good year. I mean, turmoil even really in the state of Missouri. They come out 5-7. Pinkel decides to step down.
Yeah.
New era. So Barry Odom, longtime defensive coordinator, comes back to the program, comes in, takes over the head coaching position. They go right out of the gate 4-8. So this will be his second year. It'll also be the second year of Josh Heupel, former famed Oklahoma quarterback.
That's
right. DeMonte Cross is the co-defensive coordinator with Ryan Walters. Those names probably don't sound familiar, and there's probably a reason why. But this will be their second year as defensive coordinators there. Barry Odom, I think, kind of about mid-season last year, kind of took over the play calling duties of the defense. That's not a good sign moving forward. But that guy, DeMonte Cross, is back as the coordinator, at least in title. So let's look back at this 4-8 season that they had last year. Come out of the gate, lose to West Virginia. West Virginia, pretty good team. Sorry.
Not going to get much better this year. I'm just in a preview there.
Well, yeah, probably not.
It's not.
But they had a really good offense, at least a productive offense.
They did
Last year. I think they've got a chance to be better this year. So they can score points against probably most teams. About anybody, but can they stop anybody? That's really the question. Losing on the road to West Virginia turned out to be a pretty good team last year.
They did.
Not a bad loss. Eastern Michigan win, a 1-point loss to Georgia at home. That's when everybody was wondering who in the world this Georgia team is. They go out there to Missouri, they barely win, they get obliterated by Ole Miss. Everybody thinks, good grief. They're going nowhere in a hurry, but nonetheless, you come back and win 79-0 against Delaware State. I guess that makes him feel better. Doesn't do a lot for Delaware State.
I don't think any of the fans are real excited.
You look at the team. I mean, they had a very bad stretch in the middle of the season, and you look at the teams. The real teams, the higher up echelon. Go to LSU, lose 42-7. Go to Florida, lose 40-14. Lose to Kentucky at home, 35-21. Lose to South Carolina on the road, 31-21. So, they beat Vanderbilt. They lost to Tennessee. They got hammered by Tennessee, giving up 63 points in Knoxville. And then come back and win the finale against Arkansas. So, no bowl game for them, but really not that competitive against the really good teams in the SEC.
Well, in the 4-8 record shows it. I mean, they won 2 conference games last year. Moving into this season, it doesn't look much better in my opinion. I've got them finishing not last, but next to last in the SEC East this year.
That's a step up, right?
Well, of course it is. You got to start somewhere. Barry Odom, it's just the schedule. I mean, they're going to go on a stretch where it's going to be pretty tough with Auburn, Kentucky, Georgia. They have a bye sandwiched in there in the middle. They'll get off to a fast start with Missouri State, but then South Carolina and Purdue. They'll actually beat Purdue, in my opinion. They'll lose to South Carolina, but if you look at the real teams on their schedule, they're not going to win any of those games. They'll go 5-7. I've got them winning one conference game against Vanderbilt, and that's who will finish behind them, and that's Vanderbilt that will finish with no conference wins this coming up season. So, Missouri, they had that 2-year run. They had some really good athletes, and they're welcome to the SEC now. It's kind of settling in. I think they're kind of settling into the hierarchy of where they are, and that's in a weak Eastern Division. I mean, we talked about it a bunch up here this afternoon at the station. Got in a back and forth about how really weak the East really is, and Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, their prime. South Carolina could be a dark horse, but that the East really is just light years away from the West right now. And I don't know when the next time we'll see an East team win the SEC championship. I mean, it could happen this year, but I doubt it, because if you look at the top tier, Andy, of the West, I mean, who are you picking out of the East to win and beat any of those teams?
It's either got to be Georgia or Florida that's going to make this transition or try to balance the power. And right now, I mean, Georgia's still – they've got a ways to go to build that up.
Well, I tell you, Florida, it could be lightning in a bottle this year for Georgia. I mean, I know we're going one by one. We won't get into Georgia tonight, but there's a chance for them to be really special this year. I think the pressure's on Florida. They've won back-to-back East championships. McElwain, these are really his guys now. Muschamp's defensive guys are gone. They've won a lot of games with defense. They've struggled offensively. And, it's just odd to see some of these coaches, Andy, when they become head coaches. McElwain's an offensive guy. He struggled offensively. Muschamp is a defensive guy. He struggled defensively as a coach. I mean, you look Barry Odom. I mean, he struggled defense. I mean, these guys get to the top of the mountain, and they understand that it's a whole different ball of wax when you're managing an entire program rather than concentrating on one. I mean, Gene Chizik was terrible at defense as a head coach, but he was awesome as a coordinator. I mean, I don't know what it is about taking that step to the next level. The only one I know that's been able to really master it, well, I mean, look at Gus Malzahn. He's been terrible offensively the last couple of years, and you know, it's like he's lost his identity. And he was the mad scientist. He's supposed to be the cutting-edge offensive guy, but Nick Saban's really been able to translate a phenomenal defense and be a head coach at the same time. Now, it helps when you have 5 stars, 3 deep in every position. I mean, it definitely helps you there. But
they were good when he started.
They were good, but he was able to really translate that, and his side of the football hasn't dropped off.
It's very difficult. I mean, that's why not everybody can do it.
That's right.
I mean, let's just be honest about it. But getting back to Missouri, you know, like I said, last year they led the SEC in offense. In total offense, 500 yards a game. And it wasn't just one-sided. I mean, yeah, they throw the ball a lot. It's a spread attack that Josh Heupel, puts out there. Drew Lock comes in as a freshman, throws, for about almost 300 yards a game, ends up with over 3,000 yards, almost 3,400 yards passing for the season. But they ran the ball well. They ran the ball for over 200 yards a game. So they have a lot coming back. Almost their entire offensive line intact, or everybody. Not necessarily everybody started the season, but everybody that's coming back started at least one game.
We got 10 of them back.
So I mean, you've got your quarterback back. You've got your.
I don't think anybody's questioning their offense. I mean, their offense is going to be able to move, but their defense. That may be a positive. They only got 5 defenders returning on such a terrible
I think that's probably
defense.
true.
Okay, well, interesting stuff.
Well, let's go ahead. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about that a little bit more, about the pieces to the puzzle and maybe what's missing for the Missouri Tigers. More to come on this edition of Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Reinhardt Lexus brings exciting offers with rates as low as 0%, rebates for college grads and military, and low monthly payments. The time to save is now at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Relief has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell-bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts its epic run as the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up-to-the-nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
Bucks Island is one of the oldest boat dealers in Alabama, serving boaters since 1948 with the largest boat showroom in the state. Bass boats featuring Skeeter, cruisers and sport boats featuring Monterey, pontoons featuring Crest, G3 and Voyagers, powered by Mercury and Yamaha. Bucks Island has sold over 10,000 boats and with a full service and parts and accessories department to keep your boat in top condition. Don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Visit Bucks Island on Highway 77 in Southside or online at bucksisland.com. Give them a call at 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island, where our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Reinhardt Lexus brings exciting offers with rates as low as 0%, rebates for college grads and military, and low monthly payments. The time to save is now at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Amy and Brett here with you. I apologize for my mic issues tonight, but maybe we'll get those straightened out at some
Always
point
gotta be something.
or another. Well, if it wasn't something, it'd be nothing.
That's exactly
We are joined now by our good friend Luke Robinson via telephone. Luke, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing really well. What's going on this evening?
Well, a couple of things. I'll tell you, I made my way down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I talked to Mike, our producer, before I came on. He said, "Have you run into Ed Orgeron?" I said, "No, I bet you're still looking for his shirt at the Galleria somewhere, don't you think?"
Is he wearing a shirt? I mean, that's
Well, that's what I mean, he probably threw it off, and that's the people that think.
You know, it's hard. It's hard to have any respect now, even if he was to win a national championship at LSU, which I don't think that's going to happen. I can't get over the song, the Ed Orgeron song, and the commercial, the Hummer commercial from his Ole Miss days.
Yeah, those are kind of hard to beat. Every now and again, it's just good to go back and pull those up on YouTube. So I certainly encourage everybody to do that. But I will tell you that, SEC Media Days doesn't right now have as much flair as it's had in the past. You don't have a lot of the great speech makers. You don't have a lot of the guys with oodles of personality that maybe we've had in the past. When you have somebody like a Steve Spurrier, let's say, in the that can come up to the podium and just captivate an audience. They don't have. But I was listening to Sirius XM radio today, and they are camped out at the Galleria, and they are interviewing every single player and every single coach, and they all give the same vanilla answers of, "Yeah, we've worked really hard all summer, and this is a good group of guys, and they got 5-star hearts," and all that other junk that we hear all the time. But they dragged on this executive from the Peach Bowl, or I guess it was from the Chick-fil-A Bowl, whatever the bowl game is to start the season that Alabama's going to play in this year, and that Auburn will play in next year against Washington. And they brought him on, and they just asked a question. You could tell they were kind of hurting for questions, because it's not exactly the sexiest interview they've ever done. And they asked the guy, "Okay, Alabama, Florida State, how'd that come about?" And he talked about that for a minute. And then I said, "Okay, what's coming up in the next few years?" And he said, "Well, next year we've got Auburn and Washington." And he just sort of threw this part in there that, and it made me just about stop the car, because it would have been so cool. He said, "We tried to make it Auburn versus Notre Dame, but we couldn't get the scheduling right, because NBC has the rights to Notre Dame's games, of course, and ESPN is tied in with SEC, and we couldn't make the swap work. We would have had to give NBC that game, and then ESPN would have wanted some other game, and it just didn't work." And then he just went on talking about something else. But that's the first I've ever heard of that. That's it, and you guys, I mean, if you know me out there, you know I love scheduling. I love talking about who Alabama's going to play in 2021, who Ole Miss is going to play in 2019. I think it's so cool to have these big games scheduled in the future. And the fact that Auburn and Notre Dame, who have never played in football, never, almost played in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is big news to me, and I can't believe this is the first I've ever heard of it.
And let me tell you this, I would have been there because I wanted Auburn to play Notre Dame in a home and home for years. I wanted to go to South Bend to watch. I would love to see Notre Dame come through the tunnel at Auburn with those gold helmets. I mean, just from the nostalgia standpoint, it's just unfortunate that both schools have never played. And, man, how awesome would that have been? I would have really been – a few years ago, Luke, we talked about who would you like to see Alabama play? And we talked about who I would like to see Auburn play. And Notre Dame, I think, was my number one team. And, man, that's so cool. I mean, not that Washington's not going to be fun to play because they've gotten better and their program's better, but I just think that would have been, from a standpoint of two teams never playing before, would have been a very tough ticket to find.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Look, Washington has a better present and certainly a brighter future than Notre Dame does. I believe that Notre Dame's got good leadership under Chris Peterson. He's a great coach. He's in a place he wants to be. I don't think he's ever going to leave Washington. They've got Jake Browning, who could very well be coming back in 2018. He's going to be a junior this year. But they made the playoffs last year. Notre Dame ain't really sniffed the playoffs all too much since it started. And Washington's a better game. Washington-Auburn is a better game. If you know college football, you know that. However, Notre Dame still carries that cachet about themselves, and it's still a thing that if you can play Notre Dame, you play them because it's a bright lights matchup. And Auburn and Washington have never played, which kind of blew me away too. But the fact that Auburn and Notre Dame almost played in Atlanta, and it just couldn't happen because of some TV quirks, is such a shame, even though Washington-Auburn is probably the better game. But I just thought that, to me, that was big news. And nobody, they didn't talk about it anymore. Nobody said anything else about it. I felt like that was something that, if that could have happened, that really would have excited Auburn fans, probably more so than even talking about, Auburn playing Clemson again this year on the road. I mean, even though this matchup is closer and Clemson's a better team than Notre Dame is, I just think that 2018 would have been something Auburn fans would have really looked forward to.
I agree, don't you, Andy?
Absolutely. And I mean, this goes back to, again, why I'm so sick of Notre Dame. We should get in the conference and quit. I mean, this deal with NBC kills a lot of these things. Well, it just kills, but NBC's holding on to them like a crown jewel. I want to ask both of you this. The rumor of the proposal of a 14-game schedule moving forward in college football and the addition of another week starting college football earlier, I mean, adds to the season. Again, everything comes down to the dollar. Luke, your thoughts on that proposal? Would you be for it? Would you like another week to the schedule?
Well, if they're going to put, I'm all for right now adding another bye week and not adding another game. I think that these kids deserve another week of rest somewhere in there. For instance, you look at Arkansas. They've got a game against, I think, New Mexico or New Mexico State week 1, and then they host TCU, and then they have a bye week. I mean, it's a strange place to have a bye week, but they have one there. And then they play, I guess it's 10 straight games, most of which are in the SEC, obviously. And that's just too much. That's too much for any team. It's not really fair. And by the time Arkansas gets to that last game of the season, I think they play Missouri last game of the season.
They do.
They're going to be beat up like nobody's business.
Yeah.
And so I'm all for another off week. But if you want to add another game in there, too, to try and make up for some lost revenue or something, I'm for that, too.
What you think, Andy?
Wouldn't be lost. It'd just be extra.
It'd just be extra.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Look, Andy, extra, I mean, lost is extra. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah. Well,
we're not playing football.
Well, I'll say this about what you said, Luke, the bye weeks. I mean, one, for the grueling schedule that is the SEC, one bye week is just not enough. I mean, you see a lot of teams get banged up and never really heal up. And like you said, for Arkansas, that has that bye week after week 2, what are you taking a bye week then for? I mean, you just started the season, and now you got to run this gauntlet the rest of the way out, all the way to December, basically. And your players never really have a chance to recover. If you have another bye week built in there around week 8, now you can get to a point where you feel like you can catch your breath again. I'm with you. I think we expect a lot out of these kids, and we don't give them a lot. And I think that needs to be added, and not necessarily another game, but another bye week.
Well, I'll tell you something else they were talking about on the radio today was, okay, we got to get the game shortened. And the way we propose to get them shortened is in the second quarter and in the fourth quarter, if there's an incomplete pass, there's only this clock is stopped, but only for 5 seconds, and then it starts again. And I think we're going about this backwards. I mean, I know nobody's going to give up the money from the commercials, et cetera, but that's what the delay in all these games is. In every sport is, in basketball, you've got to have a timeout, a TV timeout every 4 minutes, which, in basketball, you can control it a little bit more. But in football, it's a little bit more difficult because if you've got a pass-happy team that throws it 80-something times, there are a lot of incomplete passes, and they're going to sneak a lot of commercials in there. Maybe you say we cap the commercials at this number, but of course, I think we know that's never going to happen.
I just think that that's part of the game, and the reason the game has slowed down is because of the replays. There's a lot more replays in these games, but I'm for that too because I want them to get the calls right. Human beings are going to make mistakes, and why would you chance a team losing an opportunity at, a national championship berth or a playoff berth based on a one guy bad call that you didn't go back and review? So I'm all for the replays in all these sports to get things right. Most of the time, the crazy thing is you hardly see anything get overturned. So these officials really do a lot better job than we give them credit for, especially at the speed of the game. But you just need to let the games play out. I mean, a few years ago in Major League Baseball, they were talking about speeding the game up. Hey, if you step out of the batter's box without permission, the pitcher can pitch, and we want this much time. I looked on the out in the outfield this year at Auburn during a baseball game, and there's a pitch clock. Mm-hmm. You have so many seconds to get another pitch off in conference play. Now, if you're out of conference, it doesn't equivalate, but in the conference, you got X number of seconds. If not, they throw a ball up on the count for you. So I think we take away from a lot of the game and why we play it in these sports.
I'm going to go the other direction. I think we use too much replay right now as it is. I think we all have to deal with the fact, you said it a little bit earlier, that there is some human error here. And they did also have Steve Shaw on the radio today. You can tell I listen to a lot of radio driving to Baton Rouge. And he said, look, we're talking about the situation of a legal man downfield came up. And he said, what people don't understand is it's very difficult for the guy to make that call. He's got to see where the linemen are and then see when the quarterback releases the ball from his hand. And he said that's a very difficult situation for somebody to do. They're doing the best they can with it. But yeah, they're going to miss some of those calls. And I mean, they're going to miss holding sometimes. It happens. Every team that everybody follows has either gotten away with a hold or has been held and has either been ecstatic or outraged that one or the other happened. And I don't want them reviewing that all the time.
I don't think you can. Well, the penalties can't be, and I know the downfield that's kind of changed a little bit. But I'm with you. I don't want it to be excessive, and you may feel like it already is. But if somebody catches a ball out of bounds and it's out of bounds, and they call him inbounds for a first down that could end a game, I want them to go back and look at it. I mean, that's why you play the game. I mean, those guys put in a lot of time and effort and work, and you don't want one guy making a bad call to cost a team an opportunity at something. Now, I'm with you. I mean, we tend to get over excessive in everything in this country, and that's what throws things out of whack. But there are times and places in these sports that they need to go back and look at things to make sure it's right.
What's amazing is even when we go back on some of these fumbles or some of these catches and you review them and you have 6 camera angles and you do it every which way from Sunday, you still can't tell sometimes.
That's right.
It's a toss-up sometimes. So, I mean, that to me is what makes it, that's part of it. I mean, there have been some horrifically bad calls in the past that seem rather obvious on replay, but now, the other thing that's working against the officials is so many camera options that are out there that they've got bird's eye views, they've got sideline views, they've got pylon cams, and the officials are just, hey, they're just a few old dudes out there with probably pretty bad eyesight.
I'll take one play for an example. A lot of people don't remember that this play got reviewed, but the kick 6, Chris Davis was so close to stepping out of bounds. And as an Alabama fan on your side, Luke, I would have been like, man, it looked like he stepped out of bounds. I want to go back and look at that play to see if he got an inch of his foot on the line so they can call this back so we can play on into overtime. That to me is such a huge play that you got to go back and look at it. And so,
well, I agree. But the other side of that is, we didn't have review in what was it, 1990? Was it 95 when Curtis Brown? The ball was in his hands. He had one foot down, but that was a still shot. You can go back and look at that and say, yeah, that probably would have been overturned nowadays. But you don't know.
Well, it was all about, I remember the discussion of that, Luke. It was all about, I agree, the ball, he had 1 foot down inbounds as the ball was landing on his hands, but it's about the reading of the rule is when you have possession, where does your next foot come down, and his next foot came out of bounds. I mean, you're right, though, but it's all subjective on who's in the booth looking at it at that time.
Yeah, and so again, you can still have human error even with all the replays.
You can,
the
absolutely.
Replay I think overall has been pretty good. But what I'm worried about is the direction it goes. Well, if we review this, why don't we review that? And if we review that, why don't we review some more of that? And I just don't want to get to a point where the games are already taking about 3.5 hours, and it's a full day, if not a full weekend commitment to attend a college football game now, and it's not quite as much fraternizing as it used to be. It's more about get into the stadium and get your $150 worth of refreshments, and then you have to sit there as the replay booth is going over and over some of these things. I'd rather overall see a nicely timed game that I feel like is going to end in 2.5 hours like it should end. I don't want to drag these things out 3.5, 4 hours every single week because they feel the need to review every single play.
Hey, nothing feels better than pulling into your $150 parking place to get your $150 worth of refreshments on your $150 ticket you bought outside the stadium. I mean, it's almost like golf. People that shoot high numbers, 100, 120, playing golf, they're like, well, man, I got my money's worth. I got my swings in. I got more than the guy that shot 72 today. So, but anyway, that's college football. You're right. It's the whole landscape's changed. We appreciate it, Luke. Thank you so much, buddy.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
We're going to take a break and review this conversation. More to come on Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
You're so
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tri-Tunes to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Saturday, July 22nd, Sun Festival, Alexander City welcomes the biggest live act to hit Strand Park to date, Moon Taxi. At Strand Park in historic downtown Alexander City, Saturday, July 22nd. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are only $20 and on sale now at the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce or at alexandercitychamber.com. Presented by the City of Alexander City.
Advantage is defined as a favorable or desirable circumstance or feature, a benefit, and that's just what you'll get with the Gills Auto Sales 5-Star Advantage. Gills Worry-Free Guarantee, a 30-month, 30,000-mile warranty on every vehicle. Specialized maintenance from the area's top technicians and free oil changes with each purchase. Flexible financing to fit any budget or credit situation. Convenience with 6 locations offering quick and easy approvals. And selection, the area's volume leader with over 400 vehicles in stock. There's only one place to get the 5-Star Advantage, and that's only at Gills.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you for about an hour and 10 more minutes. We're taking it under advisement, that last conversation. It's under review right now. We'll see what the call is.
We'll see if that's authentic or not.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to take to the end of the show to get a call on that, so we'll give you that at the closing. But I thought I'd combine a lot of the things that we do. We've been talking about Missouri and their upcoming season in 2017. A lot coming back offensively, not a lot coming back defensively, which is probably a good thing. They do lose their leading tackler. Actually, their top 2 leading tacklers on that defense last year, but they didn't really tackle a lot of people because they gave up a lot of points and they gave up a lot of yards to a lot of teams. So really, having a lot of guys being replaced is probably not a bad thing for Missouri.
Probably not.
So let's just kind of do a smorgasbord here. True or false? Missouri will lead the SEC in total offense in 2017.
Missouri will lead the SEC in total offense.
They led them last year. Will they lead them again this year?
No.
False. Why not?
I just think there's going to be some better teams offensively this year. I mean, not necessarily because they drop off that much. They may actually be better, but I don't think they'll lead the SEC.
Who do you think will?
I don't know. There's a couple of different things. Obviously, I like
2 or 3 possibilities.
Auburn's definitely one because of the ability to throw the football.
Yeah.
And a very good running attack. And I know everybody's going to go, well, I knew he was going to say that. He's Auburn. But I mean, they have an opportunity. Alabama has an opportunity to put a lot of points on the board. Jalen Hurts is back. You know, they've got a great running game. Tua Tagovailoa, if he comes in and excels, I mean, they've got a great opportunity to do some things. South Carolina's got a good opportunity to score some points this year. We'll see. I don't know if they'll be as good as Missouri, but I think there's a couple of teams. I mean, Missouri's offense is going to be right up there with them, and I think Georgia could be dangerous offensively. Jacob Eason's back. They got some great wide receivers. They got some great running backs to come. There's some 3 or 4 teams that could be ahead of Missouri, but Missouri could grab that title again.
What's the word for Missouri's defense in 2016?
Better.
Last year, 2016.
Oh, for 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, you said 2000. That shows you that I wasn't paying attention fully. If you were talking about 2017, I'd say better. Forget one that needs to be forgotten.
Forgotten.
If you're a Missouri fan, it's a forgotten defense, one like Auburn had in 2012.
Oh boy, man.
forgotten. You know, I try not to even go back there. There's some of those seasons that you're just like, man.
I
don't
forgotten
bring that back up. Man.
I don't even. It doesn't even seem like Brian Van Gorder was ever at Auburn, does it? I mean, I remember when he was hired. I remember thinking, man, what a great.
And look
hire.
where all he's been since then.
I know. Talk about guys.
Wow.
I mean, so many of these defensive coordinators or even offensive coordinators have just kind of that were so good at one time have just kind of completely lost their way. What's the chances the Tigers get to a bowl game this year?
The Missouri Tigers get to the bowl game. Well, if I stick by my predictions, they don't. So 0% chance that they get to a bowl game. I mean, because I don't see 1 in 5. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going off my prediction.
No chance they could get to 6 and 6. You think? I mean that
Yeah, that's probably a little extreme. I don't know. I really feel like it could be 4 and 8, 5 and 7 for Missouri this year. I'm gonna say less than a 30% chance of going to a bowl game. 6 games. It's amazing how hard it is to get to 6 and 6. When you're bad, that's like an unbelievable hurdle to get over.
10 teams in your league are usually going to bowl.
That's exactly
so,
right.
I mean, there's only so many.
I'm going to say less than 30% chance.
Let's go to the phone line and pick up somebody. Welcome to Sportz Blitz Live. You're on the air.
That one lasted a long time.
That sounded conspicuously like a dial tone. But that was an interesting question nonetheless. Fill in the blank. A successful season for Missouri in 2017 will be?
A successful season for Missouri in 2000, record-wise?
Whatever you want to put there. Fill in the blanks. Your blank.
6 and 6, a bowl game. I mean,
that's a successful season.
Absolutely. Okay. They were 4 and 8 last year.
I agree.
I've got them going 5 and 7, so I would think success would be get a bowl game. 6 and 6, a phenomenal year for them would be 7 and 5 this year. To me, it would be.
I think you're right.
They're just not going to stop anybody, Andy. I mean, they can score, but they just don't stop anybody. And we've all been down this road, Auburn fans especially. When you don't stop people in this league, you get a 55-44 Iron Bowl. You know, and I know Dick Saban looked disgusted after that game. Like, you know, we won, but we gave up 44. What the heck are we doing out here? He looked disgusted at halftime. He looked disgusted after the game. And, I mean, an Iron Bowl shouldn't be 55-44. I mean, it just shouldn't be.
Once in a blue moon, man. They gave up 233 yards rushing a game. That's just demoralizing.
That's gashing.
When you give up over 200 yards a game, it's just
we've been there.
Yes, we have. Unfortunately,
you should know what the feeling is like. You watched a lot of them in the
Yes, I did. Over under 3,500 yards passing, 30 TDs for Drew Lock. We can take these separately. 3,500 yards passing. He threw for 3,400 last year.
Yeah, I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under, and I'm going to go under on both of them.
Both of them. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
Just.
I mean, that's still throwing for a heck of. I mean, you can be one under that and still be great, but.
You would think it's the smarter bet to go on.
I definitely think it would be.
All right.
There's going to be some. I mean, look, it's hard to repeat those kind of numbers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's hard, and a lot of times you come back the next year and you find that teams are better. You might not be as good as you were last year. Some injuries could play. So I'm going to always err on the caution side. If he goes over that, then they may get to 7 and 5 because he's lighting up the scoreboard, man.
No question about it. I mean, he's definitely got.
I mean, they're going to beat. Let's just say they're going to beat UConn and Idaho, and they're going to beat Vanderbilt, and they're going to beat Purdue. There's 4 wins right there, and so you're looking at a Missouri State. That's a 5th win. Could they beat Kentucky? Yes, they could. Could they beat an Arkansas? Absolutely, they could. Last game of the year, they could get to 7 and 5, but they also could lose to Purdue. They also could lose to Vanderbilt. You know, because Vanderbilt beat Florida, or they beat Tennessee and Georgia last year. So, again, when you get into this latter half of the season, some teams may be demoralized and have thrown in the towel, and others may be playing a lot better than you had them playing. So, I think the safe area is between 5 to 7 wins for Missouri. I'm going to err on the lower side of that, 5 to 6.
Well, certainly Barry Odom probably need. I mean, he's not. I'm thinking they don't expect a whole lot.
I'm ready to see the SEC media prediction for them record-wise.
I think it's going to be pretty close to what.
Be right on target.
So. I think you're going to be pretty close.
I had several call me and ask, but
is that right?
I told them they just need to go on out on a limb on their own. So.
Yeah, that was probably wise. Again, a lot of offense to expect from Missouri. Probably not a lot of defense. If they make some really good strides, again, Barry Odom was a really good defensive coordinator. He did wonders at Memphis. Memphis not known for defense, but they were actually pretty good when he was there.
Yeah.
If he can turn this team around defensively and they can maintain the offense that they put up last year, they could be an interesting team.
They could be really scary if they start getting better. If they get better defensively, they could make some noise.
Then you come into play, they could beat a Georgia.
They just haven't recruited real well. If you go back and look at their, so
they
not
are
like they're going to be
much like Mississippi State. They have to do more with less.
That's right. So.
Well, anyway, that's the Missouri Tigers, 2016-2017. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the Ole Miss Rebels. Talk a little preview with them. Things were looking really good for Hugh Freeze up until about 2016, and then it just took a nosedive, and it's gotten worse and worse as the year has gone by. But we'll talk about those. We'll talk about the Rebels when we come back. More to come on Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air.
Nissan, it's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP on the new Altima SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jewelry by Design is Auburn's premier jeweler for over 20 years. Mark and Tammy Nelson invite you to see their unique selection of engagement rings, each crafted to be a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, custom designed with only natural premium diamonds that are never enhanced. Jewelry by Design is also your officially licensed Auburn University jeweler that handcrafts all of their Auburn jewelry, as unique as your passion for the Auburn Tigers. For jewelry that's crafted to your style, visit Jewelry by Design on Dean Road in Auburn or online at jewelrybydesignauburn.com.
If you had $6,000, how would you spend it?
I'd pay bills.
How about a new car?
Vacation! At Hyundai of Auburn today, you can get the new car and do the other things.
What? How?
Pick out your dream car and drive away with as much as $6,000 to spend however you'd like.
America's best warranty and $6,000?
Luxury and $6,000.
Be thinking how to spend your $6,000. HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Vacation!
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17th season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you until 9 o'clock, looking at the Ole Miss Rebels in this segment of the program. Hugh Freeze, in his 6th year, brings over a new offensive coordinator this season, Phil Longo, from Sam Houston State, who led the country last year in FCS, in total offense, I think, passing offense, rushing offense. They were average about 540 yards a game. Pretty incredible. So he comes over. Will that make a huge difference for Ole Miss? We'll see. You never know how a guy's going to transfer or translate from FCS to FBS. Wesley McGriff, Auburn's secondary coach last year, moves over, takes the defensive coordinator position at Ole Miss.
He made a bad decision, in my opinion.
Well, certainly.
It's a move up for sure.
Yeah.
It's a defensive coordinator position, but he goes to
shaky ground.
He goes to a dumpster fire.
It's kind of shaky ground. As we did with Missouri, we'll look back the last 5 years. Ole Miss 7-6, Hugh Freeze's first year, 8-5 the second, 9-4 the third, 10-3 2015. A steady climb. Looks like the program is definitely on the rise. Recruiting gangbusters. 2016 NCAA investigation.
Blown
5-7
game against Alabama.
Blown
Could have been 3 wins. I think that game for Ole Miss last year spun them out of control, because the 2 years prior they used that as a pivot to go forward against Alabama, and they had Alabama on the ropes again. They had them down 24-7, and some really bad decisions. A punt to Eddie Jackson with 30 seconds to go in the first half makes it 24-17, and once that, all the momentum that Ole Miss had garnered was gone, and of course Alabama really controlled. Although that game came down to the very end, Alabama just took control mentally in that game after the second half started.
It may even go back further than that. I go back to the end of the season in 2015.
Get obliterated in the bowl game.
No, the backward pass, fumble, whatever you want to call it, against Arkansas.
It cost them a chance to go.
That cost them a chance to go to the SEC title game, and I don't know if they ever really mentally recovered from that.
Yeah, you're probably right, but they did play some good football at the beginning of last year, and that was truly one of the worst fall-aparts, come-aparts, explosions, implosions, whatever you want to call it, of a football game. I mean, no chance, and Hunter Henry throws it backwards to the fastest guy on the field, happened to be.
Randomly.
And then he runs down, and then he tries to give it away again. He threw it forward. And the ball's rolling around, and they recovered it, and they'll miss just no look. I mean, I will never forget Laquan Treadwell in the background while that's going on, holding his helmet up, running across the field. The play's still going on. It's almost like the worst, the dead worst one ever, Andy, was the cooler on top of Kentucky's coach. And the ball, I mean, not only do you lose the game, but they just doused you with freaking Gatorade and you lost.
The music
turning around, looking what happened. And LSU throws a miracle pass. There's just some times, man, you're like, whoa, don't do anything. The band need to go on the field. Ask Stanford.
Yeah.
You don't count it out to the last second, right?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. But a 5-7 season for Ole Miss last year. Really got hammered the last 2 games of the year by Vanderbilt in Nashville and by Mississippi State.
When you get hammered, now you can lose to Vanderbilt, but when you get hammered by Vanderbilt,
3 touchdowns.
That's when you have to
look yourself in the mirror.
You have to raise a flag and go, man, something's amiss. I just think they've got such a culmination of bad press, all of the investigation stuff, the stuff last year with the draft and all that that went on with I just named
Laramie Tunsil.
Laramie Tunsil. I had Laquan Treadwell on the brain, but Laramie Tunsil just coming out. I mean, it's just so blatant that they've cheated, and they're caught with both hands in the cookie jar. Now, how bad is the punishment going to be? And I just think that they had that 3 little year stretch, and it's gone, man. And the NCAA tends to make examples out of, again, I'm going to make some Ole Miss fans mad, lower tier teams than they do some of the ones at the top of the heap because of the money and the things that are associated with it and all. Now, I know Auburn and Alabama fans would argue with me on that because NCAA's hit them pretty hard at times, but I've also seen them let other programs skate by and not do as much. I mean, North Carolina, what has ever happened to North Carolina? What happened to Tennessee? I mean, where did all those NCAA investigations go? I mean, there's been some things that have been forgotten. So how will they handle it? Now, they really went overboard with Penn State and have had retraction. What will they do with this Ole Miss team? I mean, how bad is it really?
I think some of that about North Carolina is still pending.
But how long is it going to be
pending? It's the Miami
pending?
thing that's.
My gosh, the guys that played football there are 30 years old now. I mean, it just.
Well,
how long are you going to drag it out? What about Miami?
The things that went on at North Carolina, there's some guys that are dead that have been. It's been going on for so long.
That's my point.
There.
But the NCAA caught such flack about over time dragging investigations out that they went through the Penn State thing like salt, and it was too much of a judgment too quickly, and then they had to come back and retract. They can't get anything right. No. The NCAA just screws it all up. How bad will it be for Ole Miss, though?
I think it'll be bad.
Is it going? What is bad? I mean,
scholarships like USC type scholarship reduction. No
USC
bowl.
just now recovering.
I know. So, I mean, I'm thinking that. I mean, 20 to 30 scholarship losses probably.
And then when do they announce this? Like a week before the season starts? When do you throw the gauntlet down?
You wait till they win a couple of games and then you do it. Probably that's their style.
Is that their style?
I've
heard a lot of people say it's probably coming the week before the season starts. How does that hit? I mean, this team's not going to be very good this year, and on top of that, they've got to deal with all this stuff. It's just a bad sort, and they've got a buffoon for an AD. I mean, they've got a guy that's tearing his shirt off and threatening people, and meeting them in the parking lot, and wanting to do WWE stuff. And
not Mr. Bjork.
Yeah, Bort. Yeah. So that guy, he's tweeting people, letting fans get under his skin. I'll meet you in the parking lot. Come get some, and all that. I mean, he's the AD. I mean, that to me shows you a little bit about where they've let their program go.
Last year, Ole Miss, Chad Kelly threw the ball all over the park, 315 yards passing a game.
He was their best player and their worst player all in the same breath.
That's true. They scored 32 points a game. They didn't give up a lot of tackles from behind the line of scrimmage. They didn't give up a terrible amount of sacks, but they cannot run the ball. They have never been able to run the ball
can't run it.
Since Hugh Freeze has been there. I don't know why that would change. Akeem Judd is gone, who was their leading rusher last year, who only had 826 yards. He didn't even get to 1,000. But
what was
like
Ole
you said,
Miss's
Jack
record
Kelly.
when Auburn went to their place last year?
Let's see. They were
fairly pretty good still.
1, 2, 3. They were 3-3.
So they were 500, but still
they were 3-4.
And still, everybody was saying this is a dangerous team. They, remembered what they had done. They had fallen on their face a couple times, but Auburn went in there, and it was close for a while. But Auburn really, with they could not stop Petway, and Ole Miss couldn't run the football, and ultimately ended up Chad Kelly throwing the pick to cost them the game. And I mean, like I said, he could be their best player and their worst player all in the same game.
They had lost some games, but it meant they had lost to Florida State, but they had put up a ton of points and had a big lead, and Florida State came back. They had a big lead against Alabama, but they came back.
That was the storyline of they'd blown so many games early.
Lost to Arkansas when they shouldn't have, lost to LSU on the road, and not really that close. But that was the one game
and they
where
had thrown the towel in the second half of the season. I think that's where the throttling came from from Vanderbilt and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about some of the specifics. Shea Patterson, new quarterback taking over.
He's pretty good.
Looked like he, got some ability. We saw that at the end of last year. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At US AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, US AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the US AmeriBank difference. US AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
In a world that's ever changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask her for where the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Talking about the Ole Miss Rebels, doing our preview of SEC teams. We'll be doing that for the next 7 weeks, so be sure not to miss a single episode every Tuesday night from 7 to 9. Chad Kelly, gone. Akeem Judd, leading rusher, gone. Evan Ingram, fantastic tight end, gone. Demarius Stringfellow, wide receiver, gone. Quincy Adebayo, gone. So you have Van Jefferson, you have A.J. Brown, you have DeMarcus Lodge, really some really good receivers coming back, but a lot of talent leaving this Ole Miss offense this year that put up some pretty good numbers. 3rd in the SEC in total offense, 4th in scoring offense. Defense, they were not very good. Gave up 461 yards a game. That's 13th in the league. Again, 246 yards rushing a game. You cannot win when you give up that kind of yards on the ground. That's 120th in the country. That is not, I didn't even know there were 120 teams in the country. Just terrible. 41% on 3rd down, that's 10th in the league. They gave up 5.5 tackles for loss a game. You just cannot do things like that. So a new era begins. Shea Patterson got a little bit of a glimpse of him at the beginning of last year. Just your thoughts a little bit about Ole Miss as they approach this season. Like you said, I mean, South Alabama to start things off, UT Martin, those are winnable games. You can get to 2-0.
But you can also lose to South Alabama, like Mississippi State.
Mississippi State lost to South Alabama last year.
That's right.
Then you have to travel to California, and you take a bye. So the first 3 weeks of the season, Ole Miss probably imperative that they go 3-0.
I don't have them going 3-0 either. I've actually got them going 2-1. I've got them going 5-7 for the season. I've got their best case scenario at 7-5. So Hugh Freeze 7-5 this year with all that's swirling around that program. I think they'll take it. I mean, I think there's a very dark cloud hanging above this program right now, and it's a self-inflicted wound that they've given themselves, and they've been caught with their hands in the cookie jar. So notoriously over the years, it's hard to keep your team focused and concentrating when they're constantly getting hammered in the media like they're going to get. And Hugh Freeze, it can wear you down. That's why I'll tell you, you go back to Auburn's 2010 season and just the constant beratement and barrage on Gene Chizik and Cam Newton and keeping him away from the media. And what Auburn was able to do is continue to stay focused as a team and win a national championship, because it was everybody's goal, it seemed like, in the media to try to find and break that story of Auburn cheating to get Cam Newton there and watch this thing unravel and fall apart, and never happened. And I think a lot of people were just upset that they didn't. You know, it's kind of like the ones that are attacking Tebow constantly. There's got to be something more to them. They can't be this good of a guy, blah, blah, blah. Well, that can wear you down, and most people can't you know, bring up a shield to that stuff, and it affects their play on the field.
Like almost American politics now.
That's exactly right. There's not any type of issue or policy being talked about. It's about, did somebody cheat to win this election? How bad did this party cheat, and did this party cheat, and they both cheated, and Russia was involved, and I mean that's all you hear
That's
about.
all
It's
you
just
hear.
Every single night,
and it gets tiresome. It wears on you. There's no doubt about it. But it would almost be better, I think, for Ole Miss if the allegations come out before the season. I mean, if the sanctions come out before the season,
possibly,
because if it's a cloud over you the whole time. I mean, I think back to Auburn in '92.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, in '91 and '92, that just kind of, you know, those are 5-win years, but I mean, it just kind of that whole, you know, cloud over Auburn the whole time, just waiting. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? I think that does something to a team. It certainly saps your strength.
That's right.
If nothing else. Wesley McGriff, do you think he can make a difference on the defensive side of the ball? I was impressed with him as what he did just as a assistant coach at Auburn.
Oh yeah, I mean, Wesley McGriff was a phenomenal addition to Auburn's defensive staff. I think that was a big blow for Auburn, and he goes over and takes a move up with the defensive coordinator position. Ole Miss, you know, it's not really good timing, but you know, it's an opportunity that you can't pass up. But I think that definitely helps them on the defensive side of the ball. You know, a quality coach like McGriff, and I don't know if it's enough to overcome what they've got to go through, though. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Like we said, you know, South Alabama, UT Martin at Cal, the first 3 games of the year, they take an early bye, much like Arkansas when Luke was talking about earlier.
And I've got them beating Vanderbilt in the latter half of the year, but they got killed by Vanderbilt.
At Alabama, at Auburn, the last week of September, their first week of October. Then Vandy, LSU, Arkansas, at Kentucky. I mean, Alabama, Auburn, Vandy, LSU, Arkansas, and Kentucky all in a row. They're probably fortunate if they win 2 of those. I mean, really, with the consecutive nature of them and being beat up like that, if they win 3, if they go 3-3, they got to be thrilled.
There's no doubt. I mean, I'm with you. Again, I think the culmination of what you're going to find with this team is there's just too many distractions. And those off-the-field distractions lead to infighting and, you know, people with short fuses, and you lose a game that that was close, and you start pointing fingers. I mean, things can go south. There's a lot of factors at play that can cause a season to go downhill faster than it can get better.
Yeah, that's for sure. No doubt about that. The Ole Miss Rebels 2017, what will their season look like? What do you think? We'll go ahead and take another break, but when we come back, we'll kind of wrap up the Ole Miss Rebels and do a little montage of Sportz Blitz games.
You just got to love it, man.
Absolutely.
Gotta love
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Got your eye on a new Nissan? It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP on the new Rogue SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. We'll wrap up our preview of the Ole Miss Rebels in just a moment, but first, we want to go to the phone line.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Sportz Blitz Live. You're on the air.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Hey, Brett. War damn eagle to both of you.
War Eagle.
I mean, damn it. War damn eagle.
Can we say that one more time?
War damn eagle.
Okay.
Hey, listen, a couple things I want to touch on, but you was talking about Ole Miss. You know, of course, I watch that stinking Bama bomb. Well, look at that. But anyway, you know, I listen to that, and I listen to some other talk radio shows. Some of that with Ole Miss, I think, is blowed out of proportion. I kind of do. I feel like since they forfeited from the bowl game, and I think they're going to go in there. I know they've got a lot that's gone from there, but I really think they're going to play their hearts out like it's a bowl game every game they play. And I think they're going to do a pretty damn good job. I really do. I really like Keith Reeves a lot. I really do. I believe in him. And that whole university is really backing him all the way. And I just don't think he is really guilty of any of these charges, not all of them. No, I don't. And I think Shea Patterson is going to be a wonderful player if he doesn't get hurt or whatever. I think it's going to be a great go for him. Because, I mean, what have they got to lose now? With no bowl game, I think they'll play every game with their heart in it. And I don't think you'll see a change in that team. They're gonna play their best. And come to Auburn, I'm looking forward. You know, Hugh Freeze is going to be with Gus Miles on Thursday at the SEC Media Days. I'm really looking forward to that day. I don't know who Hugh Freeze will bring, probably Shea. But I know that Stidham guy is coming up there with Gus, and I think Petaway is what I've heard.
No, neither one. Neither one of them. No.
I'm anxious to hear what Gus has got to say on this deal, because he was an embarrassment about what was his name, Johnson?
Jeremy
Johnson. That was such an embarrassment. That guy just downed the program to me. I don't even know how he got to Auburn.
The beats keep going against Jeremy Johnson, don't they?
All I got to say is, I think Gus should have already been gone. We have the money over there to get a good coach, a very good coach. I think he should have been gone like 3 years ago, and we're going to see. I mean, I dread to see this year. I kind of do, just him being there.
Wow, so you don't think Auburn's going to be very good this year?
I do, because I think the players and all are going to rally around this guy because, I went to a game, and I have talked to people that kind of know him over there, and I think it's going to work real well if he doesn't get hurt, because Sean White is not the answer for Auburn, period. I mean, never has.
I have to agree with you there.
I mean, really. I mean, you got to think about it. I'm not putting him down. I mean, he tries and all, but I mean, he's just not in the shape anyway to succeed over there to me. But I do believe this. If Gus goes in to the November season, and I wouldn't mind if they just let him go right then. I mean, they have got to get rid of him. I mean, that's going to be the answer. And to me, Jay Jacobs, he's got to go. I mean, there's a lot of them above that's up there that needs to go.
Just clean it out, right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Well,
I mean, I don't know y'all's opinion. That's mine. But I hear too much about it.
Let me go back and tell you that at Media Days on Thursday, Auburn is not bringing Jarrett Stidham or Cameron Petway.
That's what I've been told.
Well, I can tell you the three they are bringing. They're taking Braden Smith, Trey Matthews, and
Daniel Carlson.
That's the three that Auburn will be carrying to Media.
Is that right?
That is right.
Well, I've heard Stidham and Petaway.
Well, whoever you heard that from was wrong.
Well, I heard it on Fun Bomb.
Well, that's probably a good reason why it was wrong.
That's what he was told. He didn't know. I mean, he just knows what he's been told. But I figured he would bring him. I really did.
He's not bringing any of those. He's going to bring Carlson, the punter.
Three seniors.
Trigger Trey, Matthews.
Technically a junior, but he's going to be
how long has he been in college football?
Really.
And then, obviously, Braden Smith, who's projected to be a phenomenal NFL draft pick this year.
Well, I tell you what, Carlson deserves to go.
I agree with you.
Deserves to be recognized. That guy is wonderful.
I think it's three good choices.
And anyway, I enjoy our show.
Thank you.
I don't know, Brett. We have got to get the SEC right again. We got to get it back to where we can all compete.
Well, we got to step it up.
We can't let Bama dominate just all the time. We got to get to the level that we all compete, the East and the West.
They've kind of sprinted away from the pack. So
I was disappointed in Malcolm Wayne. I'm not a fan of Florida, of course, but I'm not a fan of him at all. He's been got so arrogant in the last year or so till, I don't know. But I'm not worried about them, but it's just the way the coaches are now and the pay they get. It's like, they're over everything and things don't matter like it used to be. But anyway, I'm listening to y'all and I'm enjoying it, and I just wanted to put in my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good evening.
You have one too.
And thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. A lot to take in there.
I was waiting for another WDE there.
Yeah, that clean house at Auburn. I hadn't heard that.
You haven't heard that?
I mean, in a while.
If we lose a couple, it'll come back very quickly.
But, one of them gone 3 years ago. That would have been 2014.
That's
right?
pretty tough.
That'd have been after the national title game.
Pretty tough expectation.
I'm telling you. Okay. Well,
actually, some of the stuff that she said was kind of on point a little bit with a lot of the times with go back to Ole Miss, the Hugh Freeze is not probably going to be. Was he implicated? Sometimes these coaches are put in positions by people above them, and I really think Hugh Freeze overall is a good guy. But
I like him too.
I just think he's caught up in a situation, and what do you do as a coach there when stuff's going on? Say, hey, you better stop, or you're in a bad position. But you can probably rise up and stop it, and then you start losing, and they fire you, or you can try to ride the train and hope you don't get caught. And if you do, you're in trouble anyway. So I don't know. It's a tough situation. You don't always know what the full facts are.
Yeah, and I know that everybody says, well, coach, he knows what's going on in his program.
So
does he? We always say, you don't know what's going on with every one of your players. You got 85 guys
and
out there.
And don't tune in to Feinbaum. You don't get wrong information. If you want to know the real stuff, you need to tune in to us.
This is true. I might have took Petway, though.
It's hard. A lot of people shocked he didn't.
But
I didn't expect Stidham to go.
No, I didn't either.
But Petway, after his year last year, definitely
that's motivation for Stidham to come back.
That's right. I said, look, man.
You can go to media days next year.
That's right. Okay.
I'll dangle that carrot in front of you.
Yeah,
let's go ahead and take another
carrot he's looking for.
Let's go ahead and take another break. We'll come back with more of Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17th season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
If you currently have an FHA mortgage, this commercial is for you. Most people that currently have an FHA mortgage are working with Home Place Mortgage to refinance their current loan. Several items have changed to make now the perfect time to refinance. FHA has reduced the amount of monthly mortgage insurance. Current interest rates for FHA loans are at all-time lows. FHA has eliminated the need for new appraisal. Most people will be able to refinance with little or no closing costs. This is the opportunity that you have been waiting for. Call now to start saving.
This is the sale you've been waiting for.
Don't miss the Drive and Discover event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
Great looking trucks and great looking discounts.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x2 with Hemi, $259 down, $259 a month for 36 months.
Buy it at Bice.
New 2017 Jeep Cherokee, equipped, not stripped, as low as $18,987.
BiceChryslerDodge.com.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. True or false?
Here we go.
Hugh Freeze will survive the NCAA sanctions and be at Ole Miss for 4 more years at least.
That's false. He's not going to survive.
You don't
No,
think so?
4 years, no. I mean, could
You
he
don't think he'd
survive
be there
this
10
year?
years, a decade at
No,
Ole Miss?
if he could survive this year, if they could get to 7-5, I mean, what he could do, then how bad do the sanctions affect the program? What can he do with that? Is it so bad that Ole Miss, the reputation is tainted with him that they've got to cut ties? No, I don't. I think 4 years is way too much. He doesn't make it that long.
Possibly survives this year, but no longer.
I mean, he could survive 2 more years. I mean, I just think the overwhelming black eye of the sanctions and how it's going to affect the program is going to ultimately end in him leaving the program. And I think he'll go coach somewhere else and be a good coach.
Let's go back to the phone line and welcome in another guest. You're on Sportz Blitz Live.
Good morning, good evening, guys. How y'all today?
Don't say I hope it's not morning. We've been here a while.
I'm not doing this again.
Anyway, I just want to put my 2 cents worth. This football season is right around the corner. I don't know who this is, but I think Alabama's going to open up with a tough opponent. I mean, because 9 out of 10, when they open up with a tough opponent like they normally do, I know they pull it out at the end, but Florida State, I ain't going to think they're going to be no pushover. I think we're going to have to get out there and we're going to see what we're made of. And if we believe it, I believe if we beat them, I think we can go all the way and win another national championship. But I mean, and I looked at all of them schedule. All of them look pretty good. I mean, even I have to admit, Auburn looked pretty good. But I mean, on paper, they got to get up on the field to prove it, And anyway, I'm just ready for football. I think football fever's in the air, and it's about ready to bug it up and get ready, and let's go. Like I said, Alabama roll tide.
Let's catch the fever.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, like I said, I got my friend living in Nebraska. He's an Auburn fan. I had to pick at him all the time. So, but anyway, y'all do a great job. I try not to call in because if I listen to y'all, I crack up every time. I think and laugh at y'all. And
I don't know what in the world will give you the opportunity to laugh.
Hey, y'all, who's going to win the national championship? And y'all have a good day.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Jerome.
Absolutely. Tough. I think everybody thinks that Florida State game is going to be the biggest test for Alabama in the last several years.
Well, why wouldn't it be?
I mean,
they got Francois back, and they're number 3 in the country. Alabama's number 1 in the country. I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Absolutely.
I mean, what do you expect?
Well, because
a 4-touchdown debacle?
Well, because they've destroyed most everybody.
Well, they have destroyed, but they've struggled in some of those early games. I mean, it ain't been like they ended up winning.
Struggled in winning by 2 touchdowns.
Well, I mean, okay, 2 touchdowns. So,
but the way they obliterated USC.
Well,
last
that's
year,
that one's a joke.
Yeah.
Golly, I mean, that was total annihilation. Do you think if they'd have played them again, it'd have killed them again like that? Yeah. You think USC would have gotten beat that bad again?
Well, not 52-6, but
I mean,
they'd have gotten beat by three touchdowns.
Probably right. That was a pretty good Rose Bowl between Penn State and USC.
It was. What's the word for Ole Miss QB Shea Patterson?
What's the word?
How would you describe him in a word?
Electrifying.
Very good.
I mean, he's somebody to watch for them.
Johnny Manziel type.
He's got
without
that.
The head case, maybe. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, look, Ole Miss, Chad Kelly is as big a head case as there's ever been.
That's true.
So the jury's out. We'll see how we'll see. I just think he's got a lot of ability to make some plays on his own to help Ole Miss offensively.
What's the chances the Rebels make it to a bowl game in 2017?
Yeah, they got a decent chance. I mean, they can't, can they, if they get on sanctions? I mean, is this a trick question?
Well, let's fast forward to the year.
All right, let's just say that they don't get a bowl ban, which they will.
Well, let's just say, what's the chances they get up 6-6, have a winning season?
They can get to 6-6. Well, that's not a winning season. That's a 500 season. But they can do that because I've got them at 5-7, and I've got them losing to Alabama and Auburn. I don't know either one of them. I got them losing to LSU. Got them losing to Kentucky. They can win that game. Got them losing to A&M. They can win that game. And I've got them losing to Mississippi State. They actually win all three of them and actually go. I mean, my Lord, they could win 8 if they were to win all those. So, I mean,
decent chance.
Yeah, I mean, decent chance because if Shea Patterson, quarterback play is so important in this league, and if you got a good quarterback, you're ahead of the game.
Sure.
And now the quarterback play is going to be a lot better in this league this year than it has been, in my opinion, with what you've got coming in and what's coming back and returning. So, Ole Miss had arguably the best quarterback in the league last year. I mean, what'd you say? I mean, I think a lot of people thought that, even though they went 5-7 and blew up. But this year, there's going to be a lot better quarterback play. Jacob Eason, Jarrett Stidham, Jalen Hurts. I mean, I know we lost Joshua Dobbs with Tennessee. Florida's going to have a new quarterback, but Fitzgerald at Mississippi State, your boy at Missouri,
Drew Lock,
South Carolina, I think
Bentley.
Jake Bentley's going to be pretty good. I mean, there's some better players here overall. I don't think Danny Etling's going to blow anybody's socks away at LSU. But I think Ole Miss has a guy that can be a prolific player at times. So, yes, that can help them propel to, 6 wins and above type season.
Fill in the blank. Blank will be the weakest part of the Ole Miss team in 2017.
Running game.
That's an easy.
Well, I mean, if they haven't been able to run the football, and it's really hampered them. It's really amazing that Hugh Freeze was able to do what he did on a 3-year stretch and continue to improve with such a poor running attack. Because it's ultimately the barometer for success in the SEC. I mean, you got to start with good quarterback play, but you've also got to be able to run the football. And if you can't run the football well and play defense in this league, you usually lose more than you win.
It hurts every part of the program. Over under 30 points given up by the Rebel defense per game this year. They gave up 34 a game last year.
I'm going over.
You go over.
Yeah. I mean, again, it goes back to what surrounds this program, what they've got to deal with. I mean, the wheels fell off last year. It could easily fall off again this year.
No doubt. I don't know how tightly the wheels are bolted on.
They're not. The lug nuts are barely.
They've only 1 or 2 lug nuts on there per tire.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's not good.
We're going to go ahead and take another break. We'll come back. We'll do the final segment of the Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Yamaha is beating the field in just about every category of motorsport products.
offering unbelievable performance, handling, features, technology, and at prices that are blowing everyone's mind, especially the competition. Visit Twin City Yamaha on Stage Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Scott Tway with Twin Cities Yamaha in Auburn. Isn't it about time to put some fun back in your life? Call us and see what we mean. 334-821-0439 or on the web at www.twincitiesyamaha.com.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced heat and air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hello, I'm Harvey B. Campbell Jr., the manager and founding partner of Alabama Consumer Law, LLC. We are a law firm dedicated to helping you, the consumer, from all kind of debt issues. We can handle Chapter 13s, Chapter 7s, and Chapter 12s, and Chapter 11s if you need help.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. We are a debt relief agency. We are a private company. We are not associated with any state or federal government agency.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sportz Blitz Live. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate all the phone calls and all the participation in tonight's show. Love to have that each and every time that we're on the air.
Starts to build a little bit this time of year.
Absolutely. Football fever in the air.
It's in the air.
It's
a fever you want.
This is true. Any grievances this week?
No, I would like to have seen Stanton get in the finals with, but that's his fault.
That's right.
He crapped the bed, for lack of better terms, in his home park. Maybe the pressure got to him. So I don't know. I mean, Judge ended up. But Judge almost got up against a guy that kicked him out of the first. So
wouldn't that have been something? Both of them get knocked out in the first round. All right, we're going to rank them to finish the show.
You got any grievances?
Nah, not this week. I'm gonna save up mine.
What about the rain? You tired of the rain?
Well, we've had some pretty days here lately, and at least for part of the day. And I'll take that. With the way it rained for about a week, I'll take any
We thought there might be a
get.
river coming through the studio a few weeks
Now,
ago.
you know what? I got a grievance about sewage seeping out into the creeks and river, in Stallboots River. That's not a pleasant thought. But then again, what are you going to do? All right, rank them.
It's just a bunch of crap.
Great. I thought when I looked at this tonight, I said, we could play the $100,000 pyramid. I could give you these. It's what you know how to do that. I give you the clues, and
do I
you
know
got
how
to do the group.
I know how to do the $100,000 pyramid? It's back on the air.
You
know who the host is, don't you?
I do not.
Michael Strahan.
Is it really?
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Watched Erin Andrews make a fool of herself on there the other day.
Really?
It was pretty bad.
Wasn't Cam on there? Wasn't he?
I don't know if Cam was on there, but I know Aaron Rodgers was on there. He won $100,000 for his contestant, but I can't remember what she did. She read the word wrong, and she kept saying, "No, it was like tambourine. It was the word," and she was going, "You jump on it, you play," and it was she was, and finally Mike Strahan said, "Read the word, Aaron," and she went, "What are you talking about? Read the word?" And Buzz went, and it cost the guy because she couldn't read the word right. She's like, "I didn't even look at him. Sorry." So
rank these great NFL quarterbacks: Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, John Elway, Joe Montana.
I mean, I don't even have it in front of me, and you just rattled off 20 quarterbacks. How am I going to go back through them one more time?
Here.
Go back through them. Just go right
Tom
through.
Brady,
Okay.
Peyton Manning,
Okay.
Dan Marino,
Okay.
John Elway,
Okay.
Joe Montana.
All right, I'm going to go Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, and who was the other one?
Elway last.
No,
Wow.
I'm going to flip-flop. I'm going to flip-flop Manning and Elway. That's where I'm going to put them.
So you got Brady, Montana, Elway, Marino,
and Manning. That's right.
I think that's probably about where I would have them.
And Marino didn't win a Super Bowl.
It's true.
The other ones did.
Great NFL tailbacks. I sent you these, by the way, so that's your fault.
It's my fault. I brought my other sheet in here.
Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen.
I'm going to go in reverse order, and I'm going to put Marcus Allen last, Bo Jackson next to last. I'm going to put Emmitt Smith third, Barry Sanders second, and Walter Payton
Sweetness
first. Yeah, well,
great running backs, or just because you're favorite?
No, I mean great running backs. I mean, what did he rush for? 15,000.
He had about 13,000. Emmett broke it.
It's 15,000.
Was it 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over 15,000. I mean, look, here's why my rationale for that. And actually, I probably should put Barry Sanders as one. Because of the trash offensive line he had to play behind. If you'd have put Barry Sanders behind the Dallas offensive line, there's no telling the record would be unbelievable.
Yeah, he ran for 20,000 yards.
Well, he would have. I mean, and to run.
And he retired early.
And to be the kind of running back he was, I mean, maybe in my opinion, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, and Emmitt Smith in that order. Bo Jackson fourth and Marcus Allen fifth.
Okay. All right, we got several of these
You
left,
had
but we
Emmitt
only
first,
got time. No, I
Go
wouldn't
ahead.
put Emmitt
We can
first.
get through them. Come on.
The 80s Tom Hanks movies. Big, Splash, Turner and Hooch, Dragnet, The Burbs.
I have to pick one. Why don't you rank those?
I would put Dragnet, Splash, Turner and Hooch, Big, The Burbs.
Big, fourth?
Yeah. Well, those are, I like
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch, it's tearjerker, man.
I know it.
Tom
Hanks in a lot of movies.
All right, here's one that, okay, this is $25,000 or $100,000 pyramid. Okay.
It's gone up. Inflation's been rough
This
on
is
the game.
$100,000 pyramid. Mia Sarah, Molly Ringwald, Jennifer Gray, Havlin Morris, Kelly LeBrock.
80s actresses? What is
Mia Sarah, Molly Ringwald.
No wonder Erin Andrews better feel herself. Just pressure, man. What? I don't know. I give.
John Hughes movies, from 80s babes.
I'd have gotten credit for that.
You think so?
80s actresses.
Kind of specific to John Hughes,
Well,
though.
I mean, okay. 80s babes, actresses, whatever.
One final one, and then we'll go to sleep here.
Never.
Pizza places when we were in Auburn. Rank them. Mr. Gaddy's, Brand X, Papa John's, Mellow Mushroom, Godfathers.
Ooh. Go through them one more time.
Mr. Gaddy's, Brand X, Papa John's, Mellow Mushroom, Godfathers.
I'm going to go Mr. Gaddy's 1. I'm going to go Godfathers 2, Brand X 3. Who were the other two?
Mellow Mushroom, Papa John's.
Mellow Mushroom and Papa John's.
I would go Brand X, Mr. Gaddy's Godfather's Mellow Mushroom Papa John's.
Ooh, close.
I love Brand X, man.
You like their wings too.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
delivered, man.
Everything
had delivered.
Everything was good there.
That's right.
That's pretty much going to wrap up Sportz
Memory
Blitz Live.
lane.
Absolutely.
And that
love
really,
it.
let's go to sleep. Your favorite shirt in college that you wore out, I'll sleep when I'm dead, which was the biggest joke. You slept 18 hours of the 24-hour day.
It was a shirt of irony.
It was very ironic.
We'll come back. We'll do some more of these next week. Although we'll be with you Saturday. I don't think I will, but Brett will be maybe with you Saturday with Luke.
Maybe we'll get your name into the intro.
I doubt it very seriously. Thank you so much for joining us. For Brett Pritchard, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing LLC. For over 20 years, our mission has been to provide the best possible service available in the industry, and we specialize in solving difficult problems. We offer a wide range of services, such as installation, service, repair, and replacement of common fixtures, water heaters, toilets, faucets, drains, sewer lines, and septic tank pumping and cleaning services. Unlike many companies, our septic tank services include field line testing. Our knowledgeable staff will be happy to answer any of your questions. So call A&M Plumbing LLC today.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.